What's up, everybody? We're back again. Brad Jones,
Kobe McKinley,
man behind the camera, Parker Hennis. We are here for another epic episode. As this time we recap 183. Silva's back, took on Diaz. Now, big thing with that. Big question leading into this. Everyone want to know Anderson. What's he like? What's his mindset? Is Anderson going to come back and be the same killer that he was before with the same killer instinct? And he is not. In my personal opinion, the answer to that question is no. While he didn't look bad, he certainly did not look like the champion that once was, and the guy that could be Chris Weidman. I mean, he was never a guy that could be Chris Weidman. Now, I think if he fought Chris Weidman a third time, it would be embarrassing. I also think he would probably lose to everyone in the top 5.
Okay, I thought for a guy who snapped his leg in half and then came back after 13 months, fighting a dude like Nick Diaz, he did pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Diaz is not a dude that's like a scrub, and actually, like we so often see in the crazy sport of MMA, I think Nick Diaz actually comes out looking like a better fighter than he did going in.
Oh, yeah.
If that, like, he was never hurt. Going into the 4th and 5th rounds, the striking disparity really wasn't much of one until the 4th and 5th, where we really got to see Anderson turn it on. And I think we saw. I think the combinations and the pressure that he put on Diaz in the 4th and 5th round wasn't. I don't think I really expected to see old Anderson here, but it was shades of Anderson. It was like 4th and 5th round. It was like, he's there. There he is.
I don't think so. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that at all. Because, I mean, Anderson never even hurt Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz was never once.
Who hurts Nick Diaz?
Anderson hurts everyone. Anderson literally hurts, or at least.
But I think it's less about. I think it's less about Anderson and more about Nick Diaz.
I
think it's way more about.
Nick did great. I definitely thought Nick did really good, and I thought Anderson did well for what he had to go through. But he is not champion Anderson anymore. He does not have the skills to be champion again, and they should keep him out. They should keep him out of giving him matchups at the top.
Well, I'm not saying that he is back or he is a killer. I just think that anyone who thought he was going to come in and just blast Nick Diaz and get it over with in a round, there was no indication that Nick Diaz was going to let that happen.
No. I was very surprised that he came out and immediately started trash talking and doing all that crap so hard right out of the gate, laid down and stuff. When he didn't do any of talking crap lead up to this. He was all respectful. As soon as they got in the cage, trash talking like crap. The first round came out of nowhere. Everyone was just like, "Oh, what the hell is happening here?" Like 2 minutes in, it was just like, "Come on, lay down." It was like just Anderson.
That's the other thing about this fight was Nick Diaz didn't really give him a whole lot to work with.
No.
In terms of counters.
It was pretty straightforward.
Because that was Diaz's game plan. And talk about the hype man of the UFC corner, right? Gilbert Melendez is the hype man of a guy's corner. He's not gonna tell you what's going on. Actually, he's gonna look at you. He's gonna go, "Yeah, man, you got it. You're a champ." He's gonna pump you up. Watch that milk, because she's gonna jump on it. It's a cat, not Nick Diaz or Gilbert Melendez.
Yeah, they're not women.
No. Yeah. Okay. So the co-main event, we had a catchweight fight of 180-pound Kelvin Gastelum, now a middleweight, taking on Tyron Woodley at 170, and I felt like I was watching a small version of Ryan Bader, Phil Davis.
I was aggravated.
Yeah,
because they were both just Woodley, especially. Woodley is a counter fighter, and Woodley makes no attempt to pressure.
He landed a few good shots, but he doesn't follow them.
No,
he
they're
wants
one-offs.
a one-shot.
He wants a one-shot knockout. And
yeah.
even when he would rock him, he wouldn't follow up. I mean,
no,
he just didn't take advantage of these things. And he said stuff like, he got a lot of backlash before the fight. He said in an interview, I don't like this whole, don't leave it in the hand of the judge's policy. Sometimes I don't want to finish a fight. I just want to dominate a guy for 15 minutes. Which is kind of just...
But that's not what he did here, though.
Yeah,
like
it's not how it happened either.
It wasn't how it happened. And I read an interesting stat from, I think it was MMA Junkie, talking about this is the first time Woodley's gone to decision in about 4 years.
On the winning side? Because he lost to Rory.
Yeah, in a win.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that checks out.
Yeah.
That's strange, though. No, that's not right. Woodley lost a decision to Jake Shields again. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that checks out. That's weird.
Yeah, right.
It's weird to think about.
Yeah.
Because he did not look like a finisher world beater in that Gaslam fight. He didn't look flat by any means, but he just...
Unfortunately, when Joe Silva does his job the best he can do his job, I think it makes matches like that.
Yeah, because the people are at the exact same skill level and they just neutralize each other.
And also, there's a 10-pound weight disparity.
And it's a waste because
you're a middleweight.
As a fight we're going to talk about later on the card, another wasteful thing because he missed weight so bad, he now has to move up a weight class. So even if he would have won, it would be useless for his ranking in the division. So we'll come back. We'll follow down the card. Talk about Lineker in a little bit because that was even worse. But then next we had Lozon and Iaquinta. Lozon got obliterated, and Iaquinta did not get a bonus for it, which was garbage. But Lozon...
Man, it was so crazy because I felt like before that, Lauzon was doing what Lauzon does and was just kind of weathering a storm, taking his shots, doing really well, and then all of a sudden he gets cracked. He
got cracked about 30 more times, just running around the octagon, just getting blown apart on the feet.
And that is one thing. Some of the guys in the writers group were saying how bad of a stoppage it was, and maybe it was due to the conservative amount of rum that I was drinking while watching the fights. More of a connoisseur level and not of a let's party level. And I saw it, and I thought Mark Goddard did a great job because a ref like Dan Mergliotta would have waited for Lauzon to actually be put to sleep.
Right, or to collapse to the...
Yeah, collapse.
It's strange to call a fight when someone's still standing.
I like it.
I was perfectly fine with it.
I want that done more, quite honestly.
It's so easy to tell if someone falls, if they're hurt or not, but if someone's still standing up, walking around, you can't really tell how hurt they are. Like in the Diaz-Maynard thing, it was kind of the same. But I was alright with it. He let it go for a little while, but Lozon, he said afterwards that nothing was broken, he was just bruised up real bad, so he's alright. But yeah, Iaquinta did not get a bonus for that. Yet the next fight...
Was for sure... Although,
he didn't get one for Pearson either. He brought it up at the post-fight, and he was like, what do I got to do to get some money around here?
I'm not sure which of those... I mean, in terms of name, Lauzon unquestionably is bigger in name, but in terms of skill level, I would almost put this as a same level as Ross Pearson.
Yeah.
Ross Pearson, when he got beat, was on a pretty good run.
Yeah, he was.
But then we have two middleweight veterans throwing down in a pretty badass fight that I didn't think either of them were capable of anymore, and we got to see just the renovated striking of Talis Ladies getting his 5th in a row against Bosch. Yeah,
that's a
dude is killing it. He is on a Fabrizio Verdum kind of ride right now, where he came in years ago, got a shot at the title, except Verdum never even did that, but got a shot at it. He did that Dos Santos. But just a jiu-jitsu guy. Then, you know, he gets a few losses, is pretty boring, has that awful fight with Anderson, gets cut, comes back, now he goes toe-to-toe with the Barbarian, Tim Bosch.
Yeah, Bosch was throwing heavy, though. Bosch reminds me of those small, what's the heavyweight just knocked out over him? Ben Rothwell. I always think he's a little Ben Rothwell.
A little baby Rothwell. Yeah, I mean, like...
He was throwing heavy. He was landing big old shots on ladies.
For real. And like, there was multiple points where I was like, yep, this is what I expected to happen when they faced off. And then ladies did what he does. And he got that first arm triangle, and I saw it, I was like, man, that's so close, but I don't think it's going to happen. And then it popped out, and then...
Straight to the other side.
And then it was just like... Oh yeah, that side's no good. And then he just like reaches down, catches it, and then puts Bosch to sleep. Awesome. I don't know if it was 100,000 bonus performance, but considering the dude's story so far, badass. I can't wait to see who they put him up against next, because I think it's time to actually put him amongst... I mean,
top 15.
Top 10.
10? At middle? Dude, middle
he overcame some shit. Again,
middle is jacked right now.
Bisping, Musasi. Musasi would be a good one. Musasi would be a good fight. We'll talk about that later. Remind me. Belfort, Munoz. Oh my god.
That's later.
Don't get me started on that. Not yet. Okay.
Get there.
So, then we go to...
Another bonus-worthy fight was the opener, which was Jordan Mean versus Thiago Alves.
Man, that was crazy.
Mean is a little Chris Weidman.
I really like Joe Rogan's commentating. He is among my favorite of the group. But, man, he certainly was in the Mean camp. Throughout that whole fight. I mean, it was like borderline funny. Yeah, I mean, it was aggressive, but it was like funny in like how much like from the start he's just like, yeah, Mike Alves is just getting tore up here. It's like Ian's throwing 3 punches and a leg kick. He's not getting torn up yet.
That's right, though. Alvarez got the last laugh when Meehan was obliterating him for like a round and a half.
Getting tore up, and then the body kick.
Such a solid
and
kick.
Alves runs in with that borderline legal knee, and man, that was cool.
Don't call him out on that.
That was some cool
stuff.
Well, yeah, you know how it goes. And then we'll move to the prelims. We're just going to talk about the 2 most meaningful fights on the prelims, which were Sarah McMahon taking on Miesha Tate in the women's bantamweight division. Then we had 2 dudes thrown down in the flyweight division. Ian McCall, Uncle Creepy, taking on John Lineker
for
the
number 1 contender.
For number 1 contender, and you come in 5 pounds over. Way to send a message.
We'll start with Tate. Tate and McMahon. It was an awesome fight. They went to war. McMahon was obliterating Tate in like the first round, broke her orbital bone in 2 places in the first round.
Tore
her up, and then Tate ended up coming back, dominating the rest of the fight and winning a decision.
For sure.
It's pretty impressive. Doesn't really do anything to put her back in talks of. I mean, the only marketable fight for Rousey after Zingano is a 3rd fight with Tate, because all the other women are kind of pathetic.
You gotta give Tate. I mean,
she'll get there, because I mean, she just keeps beating everyone.
Yeah, but I mean.
Will she fare any better against Rousey again?
No, she won't. I don't think she will.
I'm not a fan of giving someone a 3rd fight when they've already lost the first 2 to a person.
Unless they go on some crazy ass tear.
Right.
Unfortunately for Tate, they don't have enough high profile women for her to make sense to face up against. No. She would be fighting like 6 and 7, sitting at number 1 for a while. Just doesn't make any sense. But I mean, at a certain point, what is Rousey doing?
Oh, really? They're not gonna have a choice. I mean, after Zingano,
home, but she's not ready yet.
Yeah, she's got a ways to go to get there.
Yeah, and the home.
So Lineker and McCall. But yeah, Lineker missed weight and
really bad.
Then won a #1 contender fight and missed weight. So now he is forced to leave the weight class that he just earned a title shot in, stupidly, and move up to bantamweight now. Yeah, I mean, you beat up McCall pretty bad. McCall was one of the wrestle all time.
So, like, what do you do?
You put him against Faber, is what you do, because the Sun Sal dropped out of that fight today.
That's true. That's a true thing you could do. But he's going to get beat by Faber.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
but,
I think he will get tore up
by But, I mean, he just beat he's probably ranked, like, 1st to 3rd at flyweight now. So, I mean, logically, you give him a top 5 guy, bantamweight first. Give him Faber. The main event, it's in Brazil. It's in Brazil.
Ooh,
the Brazilian just dropped out.
Watch him miss weight. Watch him miss
Rumble
weight.
Rumble went up to middleweight after he missed weight so bad. And came in even heavier.
Yeah, 50
and missed the heavier one.
Came in at 197.
Yeah.
You're a hero.
By a lot. It's alright though. It's the past. We're over it. Rumble's here being a monster fighting John Jones now at his proper weight. Maybe Lineker will get up to lightweight one day and we'll see him do something great. But yeah, that happens. It was all dumb. So now flyweight again has no one to fight Demetrius Johnson.
They gotta do that super fight business.
They
should not have done route 2. They should have been like, yo, Dillashaw, you want to fight a dude who fought for the bantamweight title before? Yeah, I do, because he's the flyweight champion. Champion versus champion match.
Plenty of time for Barao to get
that. People still, the general population still wouldn't care about.
No.
They still wouldn't care about it. There's not marketable.
Once you head below feather, there's not really much going on down there. Besides
There is,
but it's just for the no people.
It's for us.
The common goers.
You guys.
But yeah, we'll transition over to some of the mini fight cancellations that went over this past week. So we got Faber and a Sun Sal. It was supposed to be a main event in Brazil. Sun Sal's out. The fight's 3 months away. He just signed about 2 weeks ago. And now
he was injured before.
No, he had a broken ankle, and now all of a sudden he's like, it's not going to heal in time. You didn't know that 2 weeks ago when you signed the bout agreement.
You didn't like ask about that or like say, hey man.
Before they built the whole card around it, and you're being the hometown guy. So that was tough.
I'll sign a bout agreement, but like I ain't even too sure about my ankle. It's still like wobbling in place and shit. I don't know. Yeah, then he just signs it.
Yeah.
He gets his, he gets his insurance money. That's
so lame.
Do you think that's why he did it?
Probably exactly why he did it.
Yes, I can fight, sure. And he still gets his show money now?
Oh, God, I hope not. He's dropping out so early. Does he really?
See, I think.
Jesus Christ, that's
I don't
awful.
know. That's a conspiracy. That's a Tim Hat. That's a Tim Hat theory.
That's awful. Yeah, then we lost our final. The time is now, so it's more like the time is over. It's kind of all focused.
Time is later. Put the time away.
I'm saying the time's over because if you think about it, they had the one-off Machida and Dalloway, which was lame. Was the prequel? That was included in this.
That was a part of this time.
They both suited up and went all nice to that press conference. So did Vitor and all them, and of course Vitor and Weidman blew that off. So that's gone now. We just have Rousey and Zingano left.
Okay.
The tagline was "The time is now for champions to return." That's over with. So
yeah. So do you think Kane is probably a little bit upset that they're not making Weidman vacate his title? Do you think Kane is upset that Weidman is getting a little bit more leeway right now?
He's not, though. I mean, think about this. Weidman has now dropped out of 3 of these fights with Vitor. This is his 3rd fight that they've dropped out in a row. Still, Weidman fought 7 months more recently than Kane did. Weidman fought for Machida 4th of July last weekend, and Kane has not fought since the October of the year before that. So he absolutely gets a pass for this. And because it's a rib injury, he's not even out that long. They said, they're postponing the fight till May. So and Velasquez still has no timeline on when he's going to come back.
Man.
Screw Velasquez. They should have took his title already. But Weidman, I don't think they should take his.
I didn't think take it, but okay, let's talk about this interim title business.
All right.
And how ridiculous
it's a mess
it is.
right now.
How ridiculous this was, right? Okay, Vitor Belfort. They're like, hey, Vitor, Weidman's out, but we still want this fight to take place. So we got 2 possible opponents for you to face off against. Let's say you win because you think you're going to win, right?
Of course,
they would be your first title defense. Luke Rockhold, or
they never offered Rockhold though.
I think that was one of the. It was Machida. Machida, and I think it was going to be one of the 2 because they were 2 dudes that were getting ready for the same.
But they didn't. I was watching.
They never offered Rockhold
because they didn't want him to fight Rockhold because it would be such a rematch so fast.
Yeah. Okay. So they say
and
there's Machida. I think that there was a rumor going around Jakar as well was kind of possibly mentioned, but he's hurt.
Because he was going to be fighting on that card too.
Yeah.
So he's hurt. So they go to Vitor and they're like, all right, interim title fight, Machida. He turns it down for some garbage-ass reason, saying, he was like, after everything I've went through for the UFC, I'm not doing this. I want you to strip the title from Weidman, and I want the real title. And they were like, well, we're not doing that. So he turns down the fight with Machida, and then they were like, Weidman's only be out for 8 weeks, so your fight will be postponed until May. And so he was like, all right, we're going to wait. And then he changed his mind and was like, well, I don't want to wait. And so they were like, okay, what was it? Mark Munoz? The hell did that come from? Mark Munoz? No, that didn't come to happen. I'm glad it hasn't yet, because that.
No, dude, no, it wasn't that. His word from I think his name is Greg Savage from SureDog.
Mm.
From what he's researched and found out, is that he was offered Machida.
Mm.
That was rejected because he did. Then he came back and they were like, okay, so you want to do Machida? He said, no, I want Mark Munoz. I want Mark Munoz. He's the only other dude that's available right now.
Then Vitor did an interview today saying that he wanted Yoel Romero. He's just calling out anyone in the world that listens.
Yeah, but Yoel, for some reason, I can't get.
He doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, why, man?
I don't know. Just screw it. Just have Vitor. Just wait. Fight Weidman. What? Weidman. Fight Weidman. Get it over with, because Weidman's going to smash him so quick anyway, it won't matter.
I think he will. I think he will.
And then we can move on. But Weidman's, man, I love Weidman to death, but he's being a pain in the ass.
Sure
he's getting about as bad as all the rest of these champions.
He's middleweight pellets right now. Gosh dang.
Dude's got to fight, man. Come on.
Yeah,
the middleweight division is already just log jamming. You have 3 number 1 contender fights all happening at once right now for middleweight.
Yeah, I think that the middleweight division right now is about as vibrant as it ever has been.
Ever. I think all top 5 people would beat Anderson. I've never been able to say that in the past. Ever. Never.
Yeah.
They're all killers up there.
It's just like, well, okay, let's consider this. The middleweight division and welterweight division, they're both being able to show out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is no Anderson and there is no GSP. For all we know, take GSP and Anderson out of the picture from, 2007 to 2013. Those divisions
probably a bunch of dope people.
Were a bunch of dope people.
They were all stifled by one
they were
guy.
just all kept down by one guy.
It's like light heavy right now. It's just a barren wasteland of John Jones.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what I like more. Dominant champions are like dog eat dog divisions.
See, I like a mix of both. We got stale for a while where it was like every champion was staying champion. It was like, oh, just throwing another guy to Anderson and GSP, and these people were just dominating the business.
GSP fell off. Anderson.
Everything.
Burrell.
Went crazy. And now all these divisions are just like going at it. We get the champions changing all the time. I like it. Nice to mix it up, and we still have John being hella dominant at light heavy, so.
Yeah, do you think it's a little bit ridiculous, like all the shit he's been posting?
I don't care. He's making fun of all this. He's hanging out with Rick Ross.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
posted a picture of the dude today. It was his
Ross.
barber, and he was holding Cocoa Puffs, and he was like, "You in love with the cocoa?" So he's making fun of the whole Coke thing. It doesn't matter because it's over with. I mean, they can't do anything to him now. No one can. So screw it. Do what you want to do. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Also, so we lost Thatch. No, we didn't lose Thatch. We lost Stephen Thompson versus Thatch out of this stupid, dumb February card in 2 weeks. Yet somehow, out of nowhere, this was the replacement main event, by the way. On a week and a half's notice, they've somehow managed to actually make me care about this main event. Somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Came out of nowhere.
When has in UFC history the replacement for a replacement bout actually made me more excited for a card?
Never. This is
Hardly
the first
ever.
for me.
Hardly ever. Maybe the last time a replacement did it was Mark Hunt fighting Verdun. I honestly was more excited for that fight than
I can't even get excited for Velasquez, and I know he's gonna get hurt. I don't bother.
Yeah, I don't
Until
know.
like he's walking out to the cage, and I'll be like, "Oh, cool, this actually might happen."
That's what I was. Yeah, we gotta. There's a few big fights coming up. We gotta wrap. We gotta wrap McGregor and Aldo and bubble wrap.
Oh my lord!
And store him away in a
Aldo,
temperature-controlled safe house
Wrap
until
up
May.
Aldo.
Yeah, wrap out Aldo's back and his knee. His
And
ribs.
that's for International Fight Week too. If
Stay in
that
the
falls
house.
through, that'll be a disaster.
Ooh.
Stay in the house.
Oh, and if Aldo falls out, they're definitely doing an interim title. They would. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they would
There's
not
too many elite
let.
featherweights.
They would not let McGregor get a shot at some piece of gold.
Dude, imagine that. So, imagine Aldo drops
Frankie
out.
Edgar
Get
spoiling
any
the
of these.
shit out
Or
of.
the winner of Cub Swanson and Lamas. They're fighting main event soon, like a month or two. By that time, that's not till July 11th, but if that happens, give Conor a belt when he's fighting Aldo. Have Conor rolling around with a legitimate belt. Oh my god. That would be hyped for years, and you have it in Ireland or Brazil.
Well, that's the cool thing about that is if either of those guys get hurt, we have a stable of killers ready to go. And I think Frankie Edgar should be number one on your list of guys to replace.
I don't, man. I don't. I like Edgar. I don't have a problem with him by any means, but I don't think that all this hype is justified based off of pretty much just the Cub Swanson fight. Because he really, before that, fought BJ, which you can't really do anything with. That's not much of anything.
I mean, you can't.
And then
do,
he was
you
laid
can
off
do a
for
little bit.
He was laid off for a year before that.
Yeah, but look at how you're just doing. I mean, it doesn't always line up. MMA math.
Mm-hmm.
This guy beat this guy, so
Everyone
this guy
just,
can beat this dude who he beat. That doesn't always match up.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that Swanson was just killing people, Edgar shut him down. And then when the fight went back to the feet, Edgar shut him down. Edgar, I think, is a step. I honestly think it's Aldo. McGregor, we still aren't sure. We're not totally confident where he is. He's near the top for sure. But I think it's Aldo, Edgar, everybody else.
You would put Edgar above Cub Swanson. See that? Not Cub Swanson.
Yes, I would.
Not Cub Swanson. I think like one of the ultimate featherweight matchups would be Frankie versus Mendez. And I think Mendez would beat Frankie. They almost fight exactly the same way. They're tough wrestler men, but
They are tough wrestler men. You're right.
Mendez has got hands of fire, and I think he would beat Frankie.
Man.
Look at how good he did against Aldo. I don't even think Frankie did that good. I thought Frankie, while it was, whatever, I thought he got thoroughly dominated by Aldo. And Mendez was damn close.
I think Frankie has more championship experience, and I think he has
He
more
lost.
experience.
More experience losing title fights.
No, his whole pedigree at lightweight. His whole pedigree at lightweight.
It wasn't that great.
Think about Gray Maynard.
Mm-hmm.
When he fought Gray Maynard, in terms of skill set, just a bigger Mendez. Seriously, like when you think about their style, they're dudes that can hit hard and can wrestle.
I think Mendez is way better than he was. Then Maynard was then. I think he is.
I don't know, but all
We'll
I'm
just have
saying
to
is
see till what's his name fights again. But I think
I'm bummed that Lamas versus Mendez is happening because
Lamas
I wanted.
sucks. I just don't
because
like Lamas.
I really wanted Frankie versus Mendez.
Lamas is so lame.
He is.
He's just lame.
He can't help it, man. He can't help it. I feel sorry for the guy.
God, he's lame.
He can't help it. He was trying to put out some personality out there. Then he put on a brown beard when he was making fun of Connor, who has a red beard. He just messed up the whole thing, and we can't help but feel sorry for a guy he's screaming for attention, but I'm not going to give it to him.
No, it's like those guys that try. They're like, oh, I'm watching people like McGregor get all this hype for talking. I'm going to try to talk, even though I'm not a person that it comes naturally to.
The Phil Davis.
Phil fucking Davis. Phil Davis.
Phil Davis.
Before his fight with Rumble, they were like, because he was co-main eventing under John, and so they were like, David was like, I don't think Phil really wants it. He never talks like he wants it, so I don't think he wants it. Phil was like, what? I want it. And so he just started talking all kinds of crap about John, and he was just like, I'm gonna beat you. Forgot he was fighting Rumble, and Rumble beat the shit out of him.
They fought Vader, and guess what he did? He said, yeah, John, I can take you down, I can keep you down. Well, guess what? You can't even take a narrow stance.
Take down Ryan Bader, who got schooled by John 5 years ago.
I was talking about that to one of my friends about Phil Davis, and one thing he brought up was the fact that Phil Davis can't take people down, right? Because you look at the way he strikes. He gets zero respect.
Oh yeah.
He gets no respect. Then you're not worried about getting hit by him. So then all you do is look out for the takedown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phil Davis. Phil Davis, fix it.
No, he's not gonna fix it. He's hit his ceiling. I don't see him getting any better or going any further than he already has. I say he's peaked already.
I think he's peaked.
Yeah, I can't see him getting better.
Man, Phil Davis, we're being rough on you, bud.
Sorry, Phil Davis.
You get back to the drawing board. It's not how many times you fall down; it's how many times you get back up. When everything's equal, at the end of the day, Phil Davis. This has been MMA Brothers.
There it is. MMA Brothers on MMA Latest News.com. Please share, subscribe, watch. Do all that stuff. Come like our videos and watch them and comment them and do all that things that are nice because you like us. Do it. Come watch us again next week because we'll be back for the MMA Brothers. I'm Brad Jones.
I'm Kobe McKinley. See ya.
Peace.